One of my favorite sounds here so far is stack. I like tweed. I like stack a lot. I also like metal a lot, but stack I liked for some reason. This small, and here's why. Here we go. Now I know why. And I tested this without reading anything, so I'm reading this sort of like the first time for you guys, you know, so that I have some structure and it's not purely based on my opinion and based a little bit on what Roland wants us to think about this, which gives us an indicator as well. So anyways, stack. This models the sound of when input 1 of a Marshall 1959 is used. This is a vintage trebly sound suited to hard rock. I found it even suited well for, I don't know, for comping and stuff like that. So I like it. And then we have the last one in the bunch is here, metal. This models the heavily distorted sound of a Bogner Überschall. Very cool. I like this sound as well. So not too many choices here. You know, remember if you go look at line 6, at line 6 500X and so forth, what else is, what else the newest one might be, they have like, 50, 100 and so forth amp models. So the question is going to be, is this going to be enough? I think so. And remember, this pedal is also designed to be used with a conventional guitar amp. The main feature, the main raison d'etre of this is not just to be an amp modeler, it's actually to be used in a rehearsal with a real amp as well. So I'm going to skip the noise suppression. Then we have equalizer and effect 2. So there's a whole other section here, which would be this here, and you can enable it here. My bad, this one, right? So it has also another phaser, another tremolo, a boost, a delay, and a chorus. Very versatile. And then when you switch it down here, this is bracket. This is here like in zoom in. Can't do too much. Let's go in here. So we have bass, middle, treble, and level. That sort of comes in at the end after all your effects have been processed. After the preamp, it comes out of the preamp. The effects, the wah-wah. You can apply some additional equalization, maybe take off some crazy highs or tame the bass, things like that. You have another level here, and then you have phaser, tremolo, boost, delay, and chorus. Like I said, pretty straightforward. Here's our reverb. When you turn it off, there's a switch for it as well, which is here, the reverb. By the way, the switches here are pretty cool. This is pretty well done. Let me zoom out here so you can see that. These are the upper switches. So that would be amp, EQ, and reverb. And then we have compressor FX1 here, overdrive, distortion here, modulation here, and then we have delay here that matches. The only one that's here, because we have 4 down here and 4 down here and 3 effects up here, that would be memory or manual. So you can go into a memory mode. It's a little bit outside of it. This controls the memory and the manual feature. So if we go into memory mode, these banks, this controls the banks, right? So I'm here in the preset bank number, whatever, 10 on each. So it's got preset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it jumps to user, and user goes up to, let's see, so user goes up to 9 as well, and each one has 4 different patches. So bank 1, and we get patch 2, patch 3, patch 4, and then you can switch back to manual, which is where it leaves off the way we had it before. Then we have reverb, which we can turn on and off with this here. this is room, this is hall, and this is spring reverb, and sort of the algorithm changes the more you turn this up. It's not only the volume or the intensity. You have no control over the intensity or anything. It just, it becomes a bigger hall, sort of a bigger effect, and here it becomes smaller. So I'm sure it changes multiple parameters. So here's the effects pedal, and I have to move the pedal a little bit into focus here. So this is the effects pedal. The wah pedal is a little bit smaller compared to it's still big enough, though. It's smaller than the ME-50. It's more like the ME-70, and you have several features. You have wah, which is when you press down, it goes into wah mode. You have voice octave +1, octave +2, octave -1, freeze, oscillator delay, overdrive, which lets you control the drive when using OD and DS effects, which is pretty cool. Modulation rates and delay levels can be controlled with this. So quite a lot of features. I talked already. I jumped the page a little bit, saving, calling up your tones. Well, if you have a tone that, let's say, this mess that I created here, you want to save that, you would write it, and then you would say where you would want it to be saved. Quite straightforward. I like that it's not too complicated. So one more thing I wanted to touch is the control section where we have different controls that we can influence. So this is up, down. The manual talks in depth about that. You can control the USB direct monitor, how it behaves, how loud it is, the loopback, if you want to record USB dry out, the MIDI channel settings, the output settings while tuning, where you will have sound, it will not have sound when you tune, auto off settings, and a bunch of settings that are kind of cool to mess with. So we're through with the basic settings. I really like the pedal so far. I really enjoyed it. Most of all, I have a good feeling when I play it, when I let the guitar run through it, and that's ultimately how you can judge it. How does it feel? The features and the functions are all great. It works for me. I like the analog style control, and I think I touched pretty much everything that's sort of like outlined in the manual. At least a little bit. We could spend a lot more time on all these effects and really breaking them down, how each of them reacts to a different guitar. This is ultimately something you'd have to do for yourself, and I'm going to do some videos with this pedal, but not in the basis of a review, but more like just rocking out. So a lot of the stuff that I already tested, I put it, you heard it so far, I put it in between the review, I kind of inserted it, and then I have quite a bit more material. I want to give you a little bit more of that, so enjoy it. Thanks for listening and tuning in, and here's some more guitar on the ME-80.